Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now in today's video, we're going to dive back into gold and silver after a massive correction. Silver from the peak just a week ago, down 40% from peak to trough. Now it's bounced off of those overnight lows. The question I have, and the charts will let us know, is a major low in? And how do we know if that major low is in and ultimately if it's going to go lower? Where could silver go? We'll also look at gold. We'll also look at platinum and palladium. We'll take a look at all of these precious metals. Let's dive right into silver here, folks. Look at this drop. Incredible. Down another 7% today, at least on the spot price. And again, at one point in the overnight, we got down to about $71.50 on silver. Now, that was a key technical level. Why? Well, I'm going to show you. So take a look at the chart. And again, this is something that a trained eye picks up on. And if you guys watch enough of these videos and study technical analysis, you will start to pick up on it as well. So notice how silver was climbing, climbing, climbing. And then it had this big green candle here, followed by a red reversal, green again, and another red reversal. And essentially what you end up doing is look at how you make a base right there with all of the bodies of the candles, right? So there's like almost like this flat bottom or floor in price. Now, when we do this, look at what happens. When we take this and we draw a line right across, what do we get? We get the low from the overnight. And this, again, was a small technical support level. But when you have a sell-off of this magnitude, it does tend to find those obvious levels of support. And that, at least for now, is one of the reasons it held up. Now, there's another reason here. Take a look at this, guys. And this is pretty fascinating. So you guys know I love my Fibonacci, right? My Fibonacci retrace. I love things. I'm not a big fan of a lot of indicators, and you guys know that, right? I generally stick to trend lines. But the reason I like Fibonacci is because it happens everywhere in nature. And if it happens in nature, the Fibonacci sequence, then it ultimately happens in us, and we're part of that nature, right? And it therefore can play out subconsciously. And so what I like to do here, and by the way, just some examples, the rings on a tree in a Fibonacci sequence, right? When you cut it down, the flowers on a petal. I mean, you could go on and on where you find the Fibonacci sequence. But if we look at this low, which really started this incline right here, and we do a Fibonacci move, we take it to this high, look at where we came back to, right? This area, here's your 618 Fibonacci retrace right there. And we pierced it briefly, but that's really where we held up. It's also right in the mix of this sideways chop where price bottomed out. And then you take it one more step further and look at this, guys. If you go back to our April 2025 low, where silver was $28 per ounce, right? And we do a Fibonacci there, and we bring it all the way up to this high and just extend it out. Look at that. At the exact same level is and we have to zoom back, the 50% Fibonacci retrace. All right. So again, the shorter bull move was a 618 retrace. The larger bull move, which is almost a year long, from the low in April, the tariff sell-off low in the markets, that turns out to be, again, a major pivot low. That's the 50% Fibonacci retrace. So again, these are the things that as a technician I pay attention to. Now, having said that, the big question is, have we bottomed out on silver? Like, are we going to head back to the highs? And the simple answer is eventually, yes, I do believe that. The more complex answer is that it's going to take time and we still could go lower. All right. So again, folks, if you've been paying attention and watching all of my videos, you know that I've said worst case scenario for silver back to $50 to $55 per ounce. Now, a week ago, that people laughed at me. They laughed at me for even suggesting it. They said it would never go below 100 again. Now we've hit 71. A move to 55 to 50, honestly, is not that big of a move to the downside. Now, I don't think it will happen in the near term, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there is a certain amount of people that are buying the dip, that are saying, wow, I was going to buy it at $120 per ounce on silver. Now I can get it at 75 or even $80 per ounce. So there's a certain amount of pent-up buying that's going to keep it up. Now, the reason why that's not going to push it back to the all-time highs from a psychological standpoint is you have those same people that didn't buy and are now buying, but then there was people that did buy. And think about the volume we saw at $120, $115 an ounce. Those people are in panic mode. They just watched. They literally bought. And the day or two after they bought, they saw what they had just put a lot of money in, probably with leverage, get flushed down by 40%. That scares the living you know what out of them. And so what they're going to end up doing is as these buyers push price up, there will be sellers as they get back to their break even. Essentially, as they're made whole, they say, you know what? That was really scary. I'm going to take my money off here. I've been made whole. My money is back. I'm going to move on and look for a different opportunity. So those are the two cases. And so again, as a technician, number one, I do think we'll bounce up off of this level. I think we could go back to the 90s, maybe even touch $100. But what I'm going to be watching for, and just purely technical on this basis, is this low, this 71.50 low. If that 71.50 low gets taken out, look back here. I mean, where before this was very kind of obvious at least it is to me, that this was going to be some support right here. Now, going back, where's that next level? And honestly, you know what you get? You get this as your next level right here at $54 or so. The reason that's also important is because if you go back to 1979 and 2011, it's right around 50. So essentially 50 to 55 is how I'm getting that worst case scenario, in play here. That's your worst case scenario for silver, right? Okay. So again, short term, I would be neutral to bullish, but I don't think in the short term we get to new all-time highs. And then we just really at that point are going to watch to see at how long does it take us to reattack here or here, which way breaks. If it breaks here, we go down to this level. If it breaks here, we're back in price discovery mode and you could be headed to 150, maybe $200 an ounce. Again, which way, if I had to put money on it, do I think? I think we bounce back towards 90 to 100. And then I think we honestly break down as the stock market de-risks at some point in the future. At some point, we're getting a 10%, 15% correction there. And I think at that point, that's where things are going to get messy for silver again. I don't think it's, and by the way, this is one other thing. One of the things I pay attention to is sentiment. Sentiment, by gauging it on social media, I use it as an indicator. In fact, I've built a scanner to tell me what the sentiment is on social media. And people were using terms like super cycle, unprecedented, like all of these terms, like this is a new age. There's not enough, there's too much paper, not enough physical, huge shortage, all of these things. These terms are accustomed to top signals. And then vice versa, when people are like, oh, I'm giving up. Oh, I never want to look at my, those are bottom signals in a market. And again, everyone always says it's different. It's pretty much never different. Longer term, maybe, but when you get these emotional moves, right? So you could argue looking back here that this move was realistic in price and this final move was emotional. The emotional always gets wiped out. That's what every big move up. I mean, think about Bitcoin, think about everything, right? And it's the physical, the real move. I mean, and that's probably why we stopped here, because this was more real based on demand and other factors out there. That's probably the real move. Now, again, we overshoot to the upside and we can also overshoot to the downside. And that's why you have to be aware that we could come back into this level. Now, let's look at gold real quick here. Gold, guys, this is a really cool chart. So take a look at this. Look at this trend line. Look at this. See that? So lows here, you can even extend it out even more. Look at that. Right back. So beginning of the move, came here, hit it. Then went up, came back, hit it, bounced up, hit it again multiple times, hit it again, and then had the final. This was the emotional move. That gets wiped out. That's a liquidity flush right there. And notice where we went to. Price went right down to that line. Now, not only that, but look at this. This is even cooler, guys. And again, bear with me as I bring this up. But if we look at this, we can see that there's this zone of technical support in addition from this former high pivot. This was the last big correction, I would say. This one was just really a one-day drop. This was a multiple week pullback where it kind of took a while, right? It took all of this time to finally break out and make that final move. Look at where the low is on gold. So same thing on gold here, guys, all right? So same thing. This is now your bogey level. As long as this level holds, I would expect something like this, but we have to monitor and be aware. Same psychology is going to be in play. There's going to be a lot of sellers in here that kind of were buying late to the party, that when they get made whole, if price gets up there, they're going to sell into it. In other words, it's going to take some time, and you just have to be okay with that. Listen, one of the biggest lessons I learned was that when I understood that making money takes time and you can make a lot of money, but it still takes time and you can't do it overnight, that was where I flipped into honestly a profitable trader. I mean, think about it, right? When I was trying to get rich quick, going all in using X amount of leverage or whatever it was, the market would always find I might win one trade or two trades or three trades, and then the market would just wipe me out. The markets are made to do that because when I'm being emotional or you're being emotional, there's a million other people, 10 million other people being emotional. The markets are rigged, and not in a bad way. It's just that's the way they're functioning. It's just human nature, right? Eventually you get flushed out because panic starts to ensue. But the point again is that we have to understand that. And when we start to do and make smart decisions and build wealth that way, the wealth comes a lot faster. It may take a little bit of time, but instead of blowing up your account, which I've done so many times in my career, at least I've been able to make real wealth that's staying wealth, not like go and make a ton and then lose it the next day wealth. All right, now quickly just on to platinum and palladium. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these guys, but for me, big flush. Notice this pivot low right here. That's where you stopped. This is my buy level on platinum right down here. Huge retrace. It's actually not that far away. It's about $1,725 per platinum. And then palladium, if we take a look at this, look at that. Went right into that level. It's actually a decent level. I'm still not buying it there. I'm going to wait for one more flush because if the metals do flush, then they'll probably flush down here. But somewhere in this vicinity, this 1300, 1350 level. But on a short-term basis, I mean, look at that. Perfect trend line, pivot high, very similar to what we saw in gold in that respect. The trend line with the former previous pivot high. This is support, same sort of deal. I would generally expect something like this. And then we have to see, does it go like this or does it go and break to the downside and head down to there? All right, guys, I know it's a lot to absorb, but this is what's going on in the metals market. This is incredible action. Even if you don't trade metals, there's so much to learn in these videos because it's all human psychology and technical analysis applicable to every chart out there. As long as there's volume, every chart. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.